Michael Eisner, former CEO of the Walt Disney Company from 1984 to 2005, was a highly successful businessman. He was described by his colleagues as relentless when it came to getting what he wanted. In the early part of the 90s, Eisner and his colleagues developed a plan later dubbed the Disney Decade to feature new parks, increased film production, existing park expansions, and new media investments. And on this list for development was Prince William County, Virginia. Eisner knew that he needed a plot of land that was easily accessible to airports and interstate highways, relatively close in proximity to urban centers, and seated with politicians eager to open the gates to economic growth. Prince William County was just east of Dulles International Airport, housed Interstate 66 at 35 miles from D.C. historical sites, and was home to a growth pressure governor with political ties to D.C. And according to Eisner, this was a no-brainer. Early on, Disney was met with some controversy that injured their plans to move forward with the acquisition. In a local briefing with reporters and state legislators, Disney outlined their game plan and projected goals for the park. They spoke of plans to preserve the local historical sites, increase jobs, and generate millions in tax revenue, build a series of RV parks, resort hotels, and golf courses. This briefing was followed up by an apathetic statement from senior Disney VP Bob Weiss, describing the essence of the park experience as an attempt to make you the Civil War soldier, make you feel what it's like to be a slave. The press had a field day with his statement, and author William Styron wrote he believed that comments suggested that slavery was somehow a subject of fun. Anti-Disney organizations immediately formed to put an end to Eisner's venture and protect the degradation of their historical land. The Piedmont Environmental Council, whose members consisted of Joe McCleary, former White House treasurer, William Rogers, former undersecretary to Kissinger, Lavina Currier, great-granddaughter to Andrew Mellon, Charles S. Whitehouse, retired Foreign Service officer, and William Becker, famous New York advertising executive, formed a powerful dream team of opposition. Funded by such powerful people, the PEC has been successfully defeating development and industrialization since 1927. Eisner and his group of arrogant and short-sighted supporters were up against it. Negative publicity campaigns run by the PEC members of limitless financial resources were successful in expressing the essence of Disney's encroachment on Piedmont's natural beauty and historical significance. Their attack on Disney was systematic and relentless. They came at them from every possible angle, recruiting allies at an exponential rate along the way. The Prince of Charitable Trusts of Chicago donated $400,000 to 14 different anti-Disney groups. The National Growth Management League mounted local advertisement campaigns against the potential gridlock conditions of I-66, and the Washington law firms funded the Second Look campaign, which was composed of powerful lobbyists exposing the exaggerated promises of wealth, pollution, and gridlock traffic conditions. A dream team of historians and journalists formed a coalition, including Pulitzer Prize winner journalist and local resident Nick Kotz, and the president of the National Trust for Historic Preservation, Richard Moe. In a successful nationally publicized news conference, members attacked Disney's plan, stating, "We have so little left that's authentic and real. To replace what we have with plastic contrived history is almost sacrilege." This conference forced others to join the fight, to not only stop Disney's acquisition attempts, but destroy their image. Little did they know that Eisner would unwittingly give them the extra edge that they needed to prematurely end this war. In response to Virginia's historic coalition, Eisner and Governor Allen agreed to a press conference. Allen spoke of how he loves history and his grand plans to acquire guidance from a prestigious history professors in creating an attraction that's historically accurate. Eisner expressed his frustration with the people's lack of support and stated, "I'm shocked because I thought we were doing good. I expected to be taken on people's shoulders. I was unaware so many wealthy people lived west of Washington. If people think we will back off, they are mistaken." This statement was a testament to his arrogance, and his last statement defined the magnitude of it. In closing, Eisner says, "I sat through many history classes where I read some of their stuff, and I didn't learn anything. For a man who wants to build a historical theme park on historical land, that was a ridiculously stupid thing to say." After another congressional hearing, the warring between pro- and anti-Disney journalists continue. Anti-Disney journalists with support from the PHA responded to Eisner's remark. In time, an overwhelming anti-Disney press opinion ruled the majority, and Eisner would ultimately lose in the Battle of Prince William County. He later attempted to take his business to a rural area in California, where he lost once again. I believe that Eisner's arrogance cost the Disney company millions. He was in over his head from the start. From the very beginning, John Cook, the president of the Disney Channel, advised against it. He believed it was a war that they couldn't win, and yet he went ahead anyway. I think it was best said by Kotz and his affiliates. We do have so little left that's authentic and real. And I believe that in a world full of ever-expanding mini-malls and drugstores, it's nice to know that some places have the resources to protect nature's beauty and America's history. Now if only they could give us a hand.